Insanity, insanity, whatever happened to humanity?
Demon Slayer, which is Kimetsu no Yaiba, has been written and illustrated by Koyoharu Gotoh. Written in its 23 chapters in the Taikobon volumes, it's been published by Viz Media and the Manga Plus platform. The story takes place in the Taizou era Japan. It follows Tanjiro Kamado and his younger sister Nezuko as they seek a cure to Nezuko's demon curse. While doing so, they become entangled by the affairs of the secret society known as the Demon Slayer Corps that has been waging a secret war against demons for centuries. Tanjiro knows this, so he joins the Demon Slayer Corps to increase his chances of helping finding a cure for his younger sister and to help those who are in danger. I came across this anime on social media, and a lot of people recommended me to watch this anime. And honestly, I am glad I didn't pass this anime up because this anime is freaking amazing in almost all aspects. And I highly recommend you anime fans to watch this. Hell, even if you're like on the edge of joining the anime club and trying to watch the first anime, let this one be your first choice. Honestly, because it's worth your time. No bullshit. No bullshit at all. The story, as I mentioned, it mostly follows the main character, which is Tanjiro and his younger sister Nezuko. And honestly, like, their character development was pretty well done. I was very surprised with Tanjiro's character because he has like a mixture of features when it comes to his expression, how he deals with certain things. He's a very kind-hearted soul. He's a very kind-hearted person. He doesn't mind helping people out, and at the same time he shows mercy when it comes to like killing and trying to have his way to make the people understand where he's coming from and stuff. He's not really a brute. He really isn't. Same thing with Nezuko. Nezuko, by her being possessed with the demon, with the demon transition, it's kind of hard for her to not switch over. That's why they gave her this thing in her mouth for her to withstand that type of urge and that type of craving. There's even times on the show where that is actually tested by some people to try to see if she's willing to, to attack humans or if she's by her word. And I like that because I was thinking, if they're gonna give her this strap on her mouth, I want to know how strong is that thing willing to take, especially if she's on that verge of seeing human blood in front of her face. And they show that, and it shows it in its full potential. Not to spoil too much, but a lot of things is explained, and it has to be explained because, first of all, when we are introduced with Demon Slayer, which is Kimetsu no Yaiba, they don't pussyfoot around with the story. As soon as the story starts, it shows Tanjiro's family get murdered by an unknown force, which is also explained. And Nezuko is the only survivor. So when he tries to rescue her and he seeks help, she's already consumed, like she's getting consumed by the demon, by the demon transfusion flowing into her veins, and she attacks him. And she's trying to show remorse. She is trying to show restraint, but it's almost useless in certain ways. And the way how the story progresses, the way how the character development progresses is very good. In fact, when it shows certain flashbacks on certain aspects of the characters and with the demons, I don't mind that. Because first of all, by this show throwing too much at us in one setting when it comes to being straightforward with them achieving their goal, him trying to find a cure, him killing each demons one by one, we want to know a few things. One, we want to know how these things can get killed. Two, what does it take for these things to get killed? How these demons become demons, how they got originated, and what is their sole purpose, and all that is actually explained. They even show some scenes where when Tanjiro and Nezuko are fighting these demons, and these fights is freaking amazing. Like, the art style is freaking beautiful. Like, one of the best beautifully done art styles when it comes to the animation detail I've seen in a long while. NASA's beyond the boundaries, and that's saying a lot. That has to be like mentioned. Like whoever was involved when it comes to the animation detail, great, good job. There are times when I see fight scenes and the way how the powers of the swords like expands, and when it just shows off all around the TV and stuff. Sometimes I pause the TV and just be admired at just how beautifully done the art is and stuff. But yeah, we want to know like how these demons like came across. In fact, as I was saying, they show some scenes where when Tanjiro would kill some of the demons, and the demons will sometimes explain to him what happened, how did they end up being like this, or they will go a flashback of how they became a demon and how they was treated in society. And that's what I like about Demon Slayers, because you have demons and you have the people who defends the humanity, which is a Demon Slayer corpse. So it's basically humans versus demons. And what I like about the show is that they show you both sides aspects of how they visualize the other side. How do the demons visualize the humans, and how do the humans visualize the demons? And sometimes you don't want to admit this, but the humans are assholes. There are times where the humans would be treated poorly by each other, and it would make them want to switch over. It'll make them commit murder, do drastic things, and they would immediately switch over to the demon side. It's more to explain to how they became a demon. Don't want to spoil that much, but I like that. And normally that's saying a lot, because I don't really like flashbacks, in my opinion, when it comes to animes. When they show animes and they reveal a flashback to me, I instantly cringe, because my engagement of the anime is pulled out. And I'm like, oh, come on, man, I gotta watch this. But no, Demon Slayer does that perfectly. Because we want to know what happened, how they end up getting all this power, why they so hard to kill, and what made them switch over. And once they at that brink of death, or once they're at that brink of reason, you understand, and you be like, you know what, I get it. And that's why, here's the thing right here, I'm very sentimental. They show a lot of, this anime will have you break down. This anime will have you crying your ass off. Like, real talk. Especially when it comes to the deaths of these demons. They commit murder, they kill, and they massacre a lot of Demon Slayers. But what I like about Tanjiro is he has the word of reason. He's not just, I'm gonna kill these demons one by one. No, he's a little bit like me. He likes to see both sides. He likes to try to understand where these demons are coming from, not just to be in an understanding state, but also to have a more familiarization of how to kill these fucking things. So when he finally does that, he explains to them and he tells them, hey, look, like, I understand what you did, but you went the wrong way. And there are times where he would break through to these demons while they're beginning to die, and you see them breaking down, you see them crying, and it's just, we end up feeling the same way. I don't know about you guys, but I do. And it doesn't take a lot for me to be sentimental, but on Demon Slayer, the way how the dialogue is, it sinks in. It really does, and I have to give a lot of people props for that. Now, as for the characters, I already talked about Tanjiro. Now it's time to talk about Nezuko. Now they don't really show much on Nezuko's side, only when she's very needed. So by her being a demon, she can't really reveal herself because of the sunlight. Demons are very that's their number one weakness. They're like vampires. So whenever they are exposed to sunlight, they vaporize and they end up turning to barbecue chicken. So luckily, Tanjiro has a box to keep her in, and thanks to her demon ability, she can be able to shrink herself to be in this box. So he carries her on within his journey for him to find and search for this cure. So there are times when Tanjiro is in danger and he's at the verge of death himself, and she has to come out and save him at night. The demons only come out at night, so that's lucky for her that she can help him out. I love her character, even though they don't show much of her. But the reason why I love her a lot is because they sometimes show little aspects of how how she's attached to Tanjiro, the origin story and stuff. And what makes it more engaging is the fact that we love her, we care about her because Tanjiro cares about her. In the way how well this anime is when it comes to their character development, that's amazingly impressive. Because most of the times when we watch shows and animes and movies, when we don't see characters that much, we don't be engaged with them. But with Demon Slayer, they don't show much of Nezuko, but we already are in that like attachment state with her. Whenever we see her, which is rarely, we are already in that verge of liking her so much because how wonderfully done the dialogue of this anime is. Another good props to you too. Now, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little too excited. But anyway, on their journey, they get across a couple of new other characters as well when it comes to their search. Like they come across Inosuke. Inosuke is this guy who wears a boar head or whatever. They don't really explain that much of why he has it. I guess so he can hide his face, of course, but like the reason for it. But I don't mind it. He is basically like the aggressive character. He is like the character that just runs in, wants to compare his powers and all his abilities and to everybody saying that he's the best. And I like characters like that. You need to have characters that have mixture of personalities, because with Inosuke, I like the fact that he doesn't mind pushing himself to these certain angles, but sometimes, this is how realistic this anime is, sometimes he gets in that brink of doubting himself. Sometimes he be defeated, and that's how powerful these demons are. And does he give up? No. He be in that brink of darkness of giving up whenever it gets tough, but that makes him stronger, that makes him more wiser, and that also makes him more dangerous. Now I'm about to get into the nitty gritty. Now we're about to talk about Zenitsu. Now, I've seen a lot of reviewers review this anime and they give it low scores due to the fact of the character development, and Zenitsu is one of them. Zenitsu's a coward. Zenitsu is one of those characters that is afraid of fighting demons in this anime. And honestly, when you see how these demons kill enemies, kill thousands of them in just one snap, and it takes so much to just maneuver them and knowing their strategy, I don't blame Zenitsu, honestly. I really don't. Like, it's just like Gene from Attack on Titan, and I would never forget what Marco told him. He told Gene that he'll make a good leader because he knows how it feels to be afraid. Therefore, he knows how to cherish the survival of his comrades. He knows when to back off and when to attack. So I did not mind Zenitsu. We need a character that feels the fear of these demons so we can feel fear as well. Let's just be honest. If we come across these animes and we see a badass enemy that's just so big and just so strong and just so indestructible, and then the main character is just so like just so, not even impressed, and he just so confident, we won't feel the engagement, because if our main character is not afraid, then we won't be either. Zenitsu, he kind of gives us that limelight of being aware of how strong these demons are. There are so many times when he fights a demon and he just trembles. But his issue is that he's afraid of everything. He is afraid to get orders done. He's afraid to take medicine. He is afraid of every freaking thing. And not only that, and here's the thing, I can still go with that too. But every character in an anime has to have at least 2 featurettes done with their dialogue of their character development, which can be done. Like, I watch a lot of animes where it comes to, you have one guy that's smart, you have one guy that's dumb, you have one guy that's a comedian, you have one guy that's a pervert. Zenitsu is 3 of these things. He is not really that smart. He's the rest of these things. He cracks jokes, and he's a pervert, and he's a coward. So every time we see him, we know like he's not going to do anything like particularly amazing, unless he switched to this side of when he blacks out and when he has a split personality. But I feel like his character should have been developed more better. I feel like they should have took some of those features out, like him being perverted and him being a Joker. And how about letting Inosuke be the Joker? Okay, how about no, Tanjiro, leave Tanjiro alone. Tanjiro was perfect, but there are more characters. Like Shinobu. I love Shinobu to death. Shinobu was like my bitch on the anime. But they need to do more better with their character development with Zenitsu. I feel like they gave him too many annoying features to the point where when we see him, we instantly don't like him. With me, I can't say I don't like him, but he is annoying. He is annoying. He is like, it's like I mentioned, he has these motives where it's hard for us to accept, and that is a character flaw in my opinion. I feel like if they was to be more smart when it comes to the transition of how he splits these personalities. First of all, when he splits these personalities, he is a badass. He is. But why we have to wait this long to get there? And when we get there, it's not that much we get from him. It's not. We get so much of the annoying Zenitsu. And then when we get to this other part of Zenitsu, it's cool, but it's really not worth it after everything we put up with. Trust me, he's annoying. He's annoying, guys. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. He's a pretty annoying character. I feel like if they take some features out and did what they did with Elvin Lied, with Lucy's character with New, I'm not saying for him to be just like that, but what I'm saying is New only had one personality, and her is just being cheerful, and that's it. Or how about this? You can make Zenitsu a coward, but give him that leeway for him to still defend himself. Like Krillin for Dragon Ball Z, for example. Krillin is not necessarily a coward, but he is afraid. When he fights these enemies, he fears for his life, but he still fights back. I feel like if they took Krillin's personality and put it in Zenitsu, holy shit. This might be one of my favorite characters. That would be cool. You know what I'm saying? But I wasted too much time with Zenitsu. Now it's time to talk about the villains. The villains are, like I mentioned, are very tough, are almost impossible to defeat. And a lot of people had problems with with this feature on Demon Slayer. I don't know why. Because there are times on this anime that I would fear that the character could die. I really thought, like, there are so many times where Zenitsu and Inosuke, Tanjiro, and his sister was at the brink of death, and I didn't mind that. I thought that was cool because when that happens, it makes us be more more engaged into the show and to be more familiarized of how these demons can get killed. Because in most cases with these demons, the only way to kill them is a swift beheading. But as the show progresses, so does these demons. There are different versions of these demons that I will not spoil here. And with these demons that have different versions and different stages, they become harder to kill. There are even some demons on this anime that can be beheaded and still be willing to kill you. And I don't mind that. There are times when they do this, like Tanjiro and everybody else, and they would try to cut off a limb or try to cut off their head. They would let their guard down, and that would almost cost them their lives. I do not mind that. I love my characters at that brink of death on an anime or in a movie. It makes it more engaging. When we be at the edge of our seat and we be like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" That don't excite you? That really excites me. And with these demons, like I mentioned, by them having these different type of aspects of how to kill them, this is where the Demon Slayer's weapons comes in. Every Demon Slayer has their own different featurette of how their weapons are orchestrated. So whenever we see a Demon Slayer, we be very curious of how they attack these demons, and it's very freaking phenomenal. And it doesn't just stop there. Some of these characters also have abilities, like Tanjiro. He has the ability of sense. He has very good supersonic smelling. Like, he can smell so much stuff. Don't pass gas in front of that motherfucker. And then you have Inosuke, who has the sense of I don't know if it's hearing, but Zenitsu has that. But Inosuke, he has a sense of, like, telling how many demons is around and surrounding him and stuff, and it's pretty cool. You need somebody that knows the scent of blood to know where there's danger around. You need somebody to know how many enemies they are, and you need to know somebody that can hear good footsteps. And those three characters do have that good aspect, but there's more to be explained too later on in the series. And the main villain himself, which is Muzan. Am I saying it right? Yeah, Muzan. Muzan. Whatever. Kitsubishi. Wait. Kibutsuji. Muzan Kibutsuji. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna edit that out. I'm being as raw as possible with this review. Muzan is a very badass boss, and I love his character. Like, and they don't shy away of showing him. Like, after a few episodes, he's already revealed, and with his character, he's not like this guy who is like, I'm so powerful and I know everything. He is like that, but he's very calm. He doesn't raise his voice. He's a very calm and collected person, and I love villains like that. And he's very intelligent. In fact, he wants to. They don't really explain his motives, but the way how he is when it comes to making these demons, making them defeat these demon slayers, is pretty tripped out. In fact, when he transfuses his blood to these demons, they get, like, he gives them something that they're not aware of. Self-control. He controls these demons. So when he gives them this blood and makes them stronger, makes them diabolical, deep down, he can control them from the inside out. There was in one episode where he is actually pissed off and he wants to know, why is his demon so weak? Why is his henchmen so so afraid of fighting Tanjiro and everybody else? And they are like, some of them are thinking like, oh my god, what should I do? They're just talking shit behind his back, and he is reading their thoughts and he is speaking to them. He is saying what they're thinking, and they're like, what the fuck? So it's just not to spoil too much, but Muzan's character is perfect. And I've been looking at the manga. I just couldn't hold back, because I wanted to know more about Muzan, and I want to know more about his lore, because let's just be honest, I was a little concerned when it comes to his development and how he might get taken down, because there's a lot of villains that have this imposing presence of he's up there, the badass and all this stuff, and then when they at this brink of fighting their final battle, it takes like a little hit for them to die. They let their guard down. Like, everything that we loved about this villain is just completely gone, completely deteriorated. But Muzan, I was satisfied. I was satisfied. He is a badass from start to finish. Kind of like Frieza. I was getting Frieza vibes when I first seen Muzan. You remember when Frieza was first introduced on Dragon Ball Z, and we knew that Frieza was imposing, and when he ended up having different forms, each form he transitioned, we was even more afraid, and he was actually killing people in each of his forms. And when he reached that final form, how calm and how steady he was, we was on the edge of our seat. That's how Muzan is. Muzan has different stages too, and I was surprised when I first seen him the second time. But yeah, that's it with the enemies. But now with the soundtrack is so fucking good. I am gonna download the soundtrack immediately. I love the soundtrack. The soundtrack is engaging, it's pumping, and it's like, it is very, very like, it matches the anime. I was getting Sugar Ray Death Frenzy vibes every time I hear like the music. And if you don't, if you ever see my Sugar Ray Death Frenzy review, please check that shit out. But if you love the music of Sugar Ray Death Frenzy, you're gonna definitely love the music on this anime. It's very, very, very good. And The theme song, like the introduction, good rock element to it. I was liking the songs to it, man, just pumping you up, just getting you pumped and ready for the next episode and stuff. And the ending, is nice, calm, steady, just to put you at ease of what you went through with the latest episode that you watched. And a lot of animes do that when it comes to their aggression, when it comes to what they show, when it comes to their blood and gore. We need that reliever after we've seen that episode. Like Attack on Titan, they do that every season. They have a different song in the beginning of the the beginning of the show. They have like this pumping sensation of you getting in tune with the with the beginning of the show, and then the ending. It sometimes do that, but at the same time it's more easy, more settled, more slow pace, more relieving. All right, time to rate this. Well, it's like I said, like the anime is very good. It's very engaging. There's really not really that much to brag on about, except for the character development, which I mentioned. And if you like action, if you like those shonen art styles, because this anime is very beautiful when it comes, especially when they're fight scenes. I suggest you guys check it out, especially the movie that's out at this point. I'm gonna have to give Demon Slayer, which is Kimetsu no Yaiba, an A. Look, that's just my opinion. Oh, okay, like I'm not saying it's a bad anime. In fact, some people gave it lower reviews because of that, but that's the only flaw I have. Well, look at that. I was actually running out of things to say. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Please stay tuned for more of my anime reviews and upcoming videos coming your way. This is your TCT here, and you guys